Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Narayanam Namaskritya
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
Tato Jayam Udirayet
ततो
अतो जयम्
जयमुदीरये।
Invatam Swakatah Krishna
शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्ण
Punyashravana Kirtana
पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तना
पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तन
Hridyantasto Hiya Bhadrani
हृदयं च स्तोर्यभद्राणि
Te Suhrit Satam
विधीयते
विनोति
सुहृत्सताम्
चित्तसताम्
Nashta Prayeshva Bhadreshu
नष्टप्रायेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु
भक्तिविषु
भक्तेषु
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
नित्यं
नित्यं
भागवतसेवया
भागवतसेवया
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
भगवते
भगवते
उत्तमश्लोके
उत्तमश्लोके
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki
भक्तिर्भवति
भक्तिर्भवति
नैष्टिकी
नैष्टिकी
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
देवकी
देवकी
नन्दनाय च
नन्दनाय च
Nandagopakumaraya
नन्दगोपकुमाराय
नन्दगोपकुमाराय
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
गोविन्दाय नमो
गोविन्दाय
नमः।
नमो नमः।
Hare Krishna everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Lord.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
And what pronounce. So we'll continue. So we are in the third section. So in this chapter we discussed return of Parikshit from the forest after the incident of insulting the sage, and he was regretful, and he he receives the message of the curse and he accepts the curse without any complaint, and then he decides to renounce his life and leaves the home in the and the kingdom in the hand of his son Janamejaya. Now he's he reaches the bank of the Ganges and submits himself, and upon hearing that Parikshit Maharaj has arrived and hearing about the curse on the Parikshit, all the great sages from around the world, they came assembled at the same place. The people included, the sages included Vyasadeva, his father, Narada Muni, Devarshi, and then Parshurama, who is an incarnation of Lord. So all these great sages were there, and also many thousands of other sages were also there, and they all wanted to witness the last few days of Parikshit Maharaj. They all know he's a Mahabhagavat, so they want to witness his passing away. So yeah, we are at the time suddenly Śukadeva Gosvāmī appears in the assembly. So that section we'll discuss today. Verse 21. Sarve vayam tavat iha maheta iham same
सर्वे वयं
kalevaram yavat asau vihaya
कलेवरं यावदसौ विहाय
lokam param virajaksham jaskam vishokam
लोकं परं विरजसं
yashati ayam bhagavata pradana bhagavata
यास्यत्ययं भागवतप्रधाना
yeah, please read anyone.
We shall all wait here until the foremost devotee of the Lord, Maharaj Parikshit, returns to the supreme planet, which is completely free from all mundane contamination and all kinds of lamentation.
So in those days, people were very much aware of the spiritual world, and so they are all, expecting Parikshit to return to the spiritual world because they know Parikshit is Bhagavat Pradhana. Bhagavat Pradhana means foremost devotee of the Lord. Yeah, continue, Mataji here.
Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. All of them consulted among themselves about the great departure of the great king, and they wanted to see him up to the last moment because they would no more be able to see such a great devotee of the Lord. When a great devotee of the Lord passes away, there is nothing to be lamented because the devotee is destined to enter into the kingdom of God. But the sorry plight is that such great devotee leave our sight, and therefore there is every reason to be sorry. As the Lord is rarely to be seen by our present eyes, so also are the great devotees. The great rishis, therefore, correctly decided to remain on the spot till the last moment.
So when a great devotee leaves the world, first of all, they are never like sad, or in fact they look for that date because they know their destination is in the hands of Lord, and they will continue to serve wherever they are. They are never worried. It is only the devotees around them or the people around them who will miss his great association, that they feel their plight is of one of sorry, because they cannot associate with the devotee. So that is only a loss for the devotees, not for the person who is leaving. So this is the greatness of a devotee. He will continue to serve wherever he will be placed next. And most of the devotees like this, they go to directly to the supreme planet of Lord. So all of them wanted to just stay back so that they can witness the last few days of this Mahabhagavat. Asrucha tadrishigana vata parikshit
Parikshit
Mamaduchut Guru Chavya Likam. Yeah, yes, Prabhu. Abhasatainan Abhinanjayuktan Susrusamanas Charitani Vishnu.
Vishnu.
Yeah, please read.
All that was spoken by the great sages was very sweet to hear, full of meaning and appropriately presented as perfectly true. So after hearing them, Maharaja Parikshit, desiring to hear of the activities of Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, congratulated the great sages.
So whatever was spoken till now was by the great sages, and they spoke about the qualities of Parikshit, praised the determination of Parikshit. So after hearing that, Parikshit Maharaj now wanted to begin the activity of hearing the activities of Lord Krishna. So he just wanted to, in fact, he is extremely grateful to all the sages who assembled. So he would, next few verses, he will speak a few words praising them for having taken the time to visit him. He was very grateful to them. Samagata sarvata eva sarve
Samagata
Samagata
sarva eva
sarva
sarve
eva sarve
vedayata murti dhara strifas
Vedayata murti dhara
Stripiste
nehatana namutra kaschanardha te paranugraham atmashilam
Salem.
Yeah, please read.
The king
Translation.
said, Go ahead, Prabhu. Great sages, you have all very kindly assembled here. Having come from all parts of universe, you are all as good as supreme knowledge personified, who resides in the planet above 3 worlds, Satyalok. Consequently, you are the naturally inclined to do good to others, and but for this, you have no interest either in this life or next.
So some of these sages have come from other planetary systems as well, like higher planetary system, Bhu, Bhuva. So, and they all come from different planets. They have nothing to gain by visiting Parikshit Maharaj, but to do good for him. Right? So Parikshit Maharaj is praising their character, because you have all come selflessly for my good. Yeah, so from all parts of the universe. So look at Parikshit Maharaj's greatness. Like when he was leaving, people have assembled from other parts of the universe. Yeah, so Prabhupada praises the qualities of these great sages. Right? So yeah, please read this part.
They descend to different planets as Masiha by the order of Lord to deliver the fallen souls. On the earth, they come down and do good to the people of the world in different circumstances under the different climatic influences. They have nothing to do in this world save or except reclaim the fallen souls rotting in the material existence, deluded by material energy.
Great devotees of the Lord, they act as agents of the Lord. They are like messiahs, right? So these messiahs come to this world not bound by their karma, but they come for helping the jivas within this material world. They inspire them to take to the path of spiritual path and go back to Godhead. They have no other reason or business in this material world, save and except to help the materialistic people, fallen souls of this world. Prabhupada is definitely one such personality. Tatascha va pricham imam vipriche Srabhya vipra iti krichatayam sarvatmanamriya manaischa krityam samcha tatramre satabhiyukta Yeah, please read.
Translation. O trustworthy Brahmanas, I now ask you about my immediate duty. Please, after proper deliberation, tell me of the unalloyed duty of everyone in all circumstances, and specifically of those who are just about to die.
Because Parikshit Maharaj is about to die. So he made two inquiries. One is, what is the duty of everyone in all circumstances? What is the main duty, unalloyed duty of everybody in all circumstances? And second question is specifically for those who are about to die. When you know you are about to die, I mean, in the material world, everybody is about to die. So it is applicable. Second question is applicable to everybody because there is nobody who will not die in the material world. So what is the most important duty? So because this is the opinion of thousands of sages, not 1, 2 or 10 or 100. It is the opinion of all the assembled thousands of sages. So we can definitely, this is the collective wisdom of all the great sages. So whatever the next answer comes, we can take that as the conclusive answer about the real purpose of life. Please continue, Prabhu.
Perfect. In this verse, the king has placed two questions before the learned sages. The first question is, what is the duty of everyone in all circumstances? And the second question is, what is the specific duty of one who is to die very shortly? Out of the two, the question relating to the dying man is most important because everyone is a dying man, either very shortly or after 100 years. The duration of life is immaterial, but the duty of a dying man is very important. Maharaj Parikshit placed these two questions before Śukadeva Gosvāmī also on his arrival, and practically the whole of Srimad Bhagavatam, beginning from the second canto up to the last, the 12th canto, deals with these two questions. The conclusion arrived at thereof is that devotional service of the Lord Krishna, as it is confirmed by the Lord himself in the last phases of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, is the last word in relation to everyone's permanent duty in life.
Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchah. So this is the, one of the conclusive instructions of Lord Krishna in Gita. So that is the duty, real duty of any jiva in this material world. Permanent duty. Tatra bhavad Bhagavan Vyasaputro.
Tatra
Bhagavan Vyasaputro
Yadrichayagam Atmano Anapeksha
Yadrichayagamatmano Napeksha
Alakshalingo Nijala Bhatushto
Nijala Bhatushta
Chabale Avadhuta Vesha.
At that moment, there appeared the powerful son of Vyasadeva, who traveled over the earth, disinterested and satisfied with himself. He did not manifest any symptoms of belonging to any social order or status of life. He was surrounded with women and children, and he dressed as if others had neglected him.
So suddenly, all of a sudden, there are all these great sages assembled around there. And at the time, the son of Vyasadeva, who is a 16-year-old boy, Śukadeva Gosvāmī, who was traveling all over the earth. to help people of this world without any disinterested. He looked as if he is not interested in anything and completely satisfied. Atmaram. So he was traveling and he suddenly came here because he knew something is happening here. So he did not appear like he belonged to any social order, no customs. In fact, he didn't wear any dress. Right? He was completely naked, 16-year-old boy, very young and most beautiful. He suddenly appeared there. From Dishtvarsham Sukumarapada
Tam
Karorubhav Amsa Kapola Gatram Sarvayata Kshona Asatulya Karna Brau Ananam Kambu Sujata Kantu. So the bodily features of Śukadeva Goswami are described. He looks like Krishna in color, and his limbs are fully beautifully formed. So that is described here. Please read.
The son of Vasudeva was only 16 years old. His legs, hands, thighs, arms, shoulders, forehead, and the other parts of his body were all delicately formed. His eyes were beautifully wide, and his nose and ears were highly raised. He had a very attractive face, and his neck was well formed and beautiful like conch shell.
He is extremely beautiful. His chest was wide. Arms, shoulders, everything was very nicely, beautifully formed. And eyes are very wide. Yeah. Please read this.
A respectable personality is described beginning with the legs, and his honor system is observed here with Śukadeva Goswami. He was only 16 years of age. A person is honored for his achievement and not for advanced age. A person can be older by experience and not by age. Sri Śukadeva Goswami, who is described herein as the son of Vasudeva, was by his knowledge more experienced than all the sages present there, although he was only 16 years old.
Yeah, age does not matter. Sometimes a devotee younger than us in this body, I mean, soul is eternal, but in this current body, sometimes devotee can be younger, but is more knowledgeable as well as realized. So there is nothing wrong. So you can see here, almost all the sages stood up when Śukadeva Goswami arrived. This is Parikshit Maharaj. He was like a perfect student. He humbly offered obeisances by bowing down, so that Śukadeva Goswami now deliver message. There are only 3 people who did not stand when Śukadeva Goswami assembled. Who are the 3 people? Any guesses?
Vyasdev.
Vyasdev, his father, yes.
Narad Muni Prabhuji.
Narad Muni, his guru, yes. Vyasdev's guru, yes. Who is the third one? There is one more great personality there. 3
Lord
people.
Brahma.
Lord Brahma is not there. We discussed this in the beginning of this class also.
Swata Maharshi.
Sutta Maharshi is there, but he stood up already. There is an incarnation. Who is that incarnation? Parshuram.
Vishwamitra. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Parshuram is there. So you can see here, this is Vyasdev, Narada Muni, Parshurama.
Oh, wow.
These three personalities were not standing. Maybe, when we see this picture, we never realize what's happening here. Yeah. So those three personalities doesn't stand, but otherwise everybody else stands. Niguda jatrum pritutunga vakshasham.
Vakshasam.
Somebody is making noise. Avartanabhim valivalgudaram cha. Digambaram vaktra vikirnakesham.
Digambaram
Pralambabahum swamarottamabham. Continues. This verse also continues to describe Śukadeva Goswami's beauty. Yeah, please read.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. His collarbone was fleshy, his chest broad and the thick, his navel deep, and his abdomen beautifully striped. His arms were long, and curly hairs was strewn over his beautiful face. He was naked, and the hue of his body reflected that of the Lord Krishna.
Extremely beautiful. They look like Lord Krishna. So generally, great devotees, especially very, very privileged devotees, they have extraordinary bodily features. Even the Panchatattva, everybody was extremely beautiful. Advaita Acharya, Lord Chaitanya, Gadadhar Pandit. They do not look like common men. Yeah. So all the bodily symptoms, all the signs described in connection with bodily features of Śukadeva were uncommon symptoms, typically of great personalities, right? According to physiognomical calculations. Yeah. Ajanu Lambita Bhujau. When Lord Chaitanya was described like that, Ajanu Bhuja Lambito. So Shamam Sada Pivya Vayonga Lakshmiya.
Shamam Sada
Srinam Manognam Ruchirasmitena.
Srinam Suttitaste
Munaya Swasanebhyas. Talakshanajnat Apiguda Varchasam. Yeah, please read.
He was blackish and very beautiful due to his youth. Because of the glamour of his body and his attractive smiles, he was pleasing to women. Though he tried to cover his natural glories, the great sage present there were all experts in the art of physiognomy. And so they honored him by rising from their seats.
Yeah, just by seeing him, they understood this personality is extremely great. Some of them may know, some of them may not know. But everybody stood up, except the three great sages there. Savishnurato Tithaya Agataya. Tasmai Saparyam Shirasa Jahara.
तस्मै
तस्मै सत्कृत्यां शिरसा जहार
ततो निवृत्ता हि अभूधस्त्रियोर्भक्खा
ततो
ततो निवृत्ता
महासने सोपविवेश पूजिता
महासने उपवेश पूजिता
Please read.
Should I continue, Prabhu?
Yes.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Maharaja Parikshit, who is also known as a Vishnuvrata, one who is always protected by Vishnu, bowed his head to receive the chief guest, Śukadeva Goswami. At that time, all the ignorant women and the boys ceased following Srila Śukadeva. Receiving respect from all, Śukadeva Goswami took his exalted seat.
So Maharaj Parikshit, who is known as Vishnurata, because he is always protected by Lord. So he immediately, as you know, he took himself, he accepted Śukadeva Goswami as his spiritual master, and immediately, as a good student, he bowed down to him, and as soon as the king of the entire world bowed down before Śukadeva Goswami, everybody around them, like there were a lot of people who were just following Śukadeva Goswami, who was just aimlessly roaming in as a Mahabhagavat, Avadhut. People who are all around him, they immediately realized the greatness of Śukadeva Goswami, and they all stopped following from some distance. Receiving respect from all, Śukadeva Goswami took his exalted seat. Not only Śukadeva Goswami, all the assembled sages stood up. So he received respect, and then he took the seat. He sat down there to start the discourse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Please read, Prabhu.
On Śukadeva Goswami's arrival at the meeting, everyone except Srila Vasudeva, Narada, and few others stood up, and Maharaja Parikshit, who was glad to receive a great devotee of the Lord, bowed down before him with all the limbs on his body. Śukadeva Goswami also exchanged the greetings and the reception by embrace, shaking of the hands, nodding and bowing down, especially before his father and Narad Muni. Thus, he was offered the presidential seat at the meeting.
Sasamritastatra mahan mahiyasham
Samritastatra mahan mahiyasam
Brahmarshi Rajarshi Devarshi Sanghai
Brahmarshi Rajarshi Devarshi Sanjay
Vyarochatalam Bhagavan Yathendur Graharsha Tara Nikarai Parita Yes, please read.
Śukadeva Goswami was then surrounded by saintly sages and demigods, just as the moon is surrounded by stars, planets, and other heavenly bodies. His presence was gorgeous, and he was respected by all.
So all the great sages, demigods are also there. See, demigods are also there, and they are all like stars surrounding the moon. Moon is always the most attractive. Even though demigods and great saintly sages, including Narada, Parashurama, were there, they were all like stars around Śukadeva Goswami, who is like the moon. So his presence was gorgeous, and he was respected by all. Everybody respected. Yeah, so now his name is mentioned here. Yeah, please read here.
In the great assembly of saintly personalities, there was a Vasudev, the Brahmarshi Narad, the Narad, the Devarshi, Parshuram, the great ruler of Kshatriya kings, etc. Some of them were powerful incarnations of the Lord. Sukadeva Goswami was not known as a Brahmarshi, Rajarshi, or Devarshi, nor was he an incarnation like Narad, Vyas, or Parshuram. And yet he excelled them in the respects paid. This means that the devotee of the Lord is more honored in the world than the Lord himself. One should therefore never minimize the importance of the devotees like Shukadeva Goswami.
So, just by being a devotee, one is honored more than in incarnation also. Narada Muni is called Bhagavan. He is endowed with so many opulences. Vyasadeva is a literary incarnation of the Lord. Parashurama is also incarnation of the strength of the Lord. Right? So all these great lords are there, and so many assembled sages are there. But Śukadeva Goswami, who is just a 16-year-old boy, considered this the most exalted person among them because of his pure devotion to the Lord. And who is his spiritual master?
Narad Muni?
No,
Vasudev.
his father only, because he taught him when he was in the womb of his mother. Yeah, he did not accept a formal spiritual master, but he accepted his father only. His father is considered as his spiritual master because he learned the conclusions from him. Prashantamasīnam akhuntamedasam
Prashantamācīnamakuntamedasam
Idasam.
Imripo Bhagavato Bhyupetya
Munim Rupo Bhagavato Vyupetya
Pranamya Mudna Vahita Kritanjali
Namyamudna Vahita Anjali
Natvagira Sundratayanvat Prichat
Natva Hritayam Vaprichat.
The says Sri Śukadeva Goswami sat perfectly pacified, intelligent, and ready to answer any question without hesitation. The great devotee Maharaj Parikshit approached him, offered his respects by bowing before him, and politely inquired with sweet words and folded hands.
So he politely inquired with sweet words and folded hands. Maharaj Parikshit was a great devotee. He's always humble. So, yeah. So there is now the best combination of a spiritual master and a disciple, right? In fact, this combination is considered better than so many other great combinations. Like when Sutta Goswami and assembled sages, that combination was not as superior as this one. Here, because Parikshit Maharaj has nothing to achieve in this world. He just want to just hear the glories of the Supreme Lord and go back to Godhead. Śukadeva Goswami, the Avadut Brahman, is just, he has no other material but to just speak. So this combination of Śukadeva Goswami and Maharaj Parikshit is considered the most, the best ideal combination for delivery of this subject. From here,
yeah. The scriptural injunction is that one should humbly approach his spiritual master to understand the transcendental science. Maharaj Parikshit was now prepared for meeting his death, and within a very short time of 7 days, he was to know the process of entering the kingdom of God. In such important cases, one is required to approach his spiritual master. There is no necessity of approaching a spiritual master unless one is in need of solving the problems of life.
Hmm. So having a spiritual master is not like a not to be taken like a family ritual, right? In India, a lot of people, they have a spiritual master, family spiritual master, but there is no commitment to spiritual path, or there is no seriousness. So such kind of relation between spiritual master and disciple is considered is not at all good, either for the spiritual master or for the disciple. So only one who is serious about solving the problems of life should take a spiritual master. Yeah. So now Parikshit Maharaj is about to die. It is time for him to prepare appropriately in the last 7 days of his life. So this is the perfect moment to meet and receive the instruction of the spiritual master. And when disciple is ready, Krishna arranges Guru right away. So this is the perfect example of that. Parikshit Maharaj was fully ready and surrendered to Lord. And immediately Lord arranged Parikshit Maharaj to basically take care of Śukadeva Goswami. So Parikshit Maharaj. So similarly, like when we are ready, immediately Krishna arranges. It's not like we have to, okay, I have to pick, should I pick this guru or that guru? It never works like that. When one is ready, it is revealed within the heart. I need to, this is my spiritual master, I need to surrender my life to him. And that's how in reality spiritual life starts. Yeah, so this is another important line. Can you read, Prabhu?
Yes, Guruji. Yeah. One who does not know how to put questions before the spiritual master has no business seeing him. And the qualification of the spiritual master is perfectly manifested in the person of Śukadeva Goswami. Both the spiritual master and the disciple, namely Sri Śukadeva Goswami and Maharaj Parikshit, attained perfection through the medium of Srimad Bhagavatam.
So one has to definitely inquire. So no inquiry means no seriousness, basically. So we have to always seek to learn. That shows sincerity and seriousness. Yeah. So we'll actually we can stop here. Section is over. Yeah. Any questions on this? What we discussed so far? Just now we discussed.
Prabhuji, one question. So in earlier verse, there are 3 types of rishis mentioned: Devarshi, Brahmarshi. So what's the difference between these 3 types?
Brahmarshi means rishi among rishi among brahmanas, or one who has achieved perfection, right? So the best among them. So Brahmarshi is generally within this material world, right? Devarshi is one who is a rishi among the demigods. So Narada Muni is a Devarshi. One who has achieved perfection to the highest level is Brahmarshi, maybe within this world. Yeah. So there are other more designations like that.
Sure. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Any other questions? Everything is clear. Anything you learned from Śukadeva Goswami? Anybody want to share his mood? Any other lessons you have learned in today's discussion? You can just unmute yourself and speak.
Can I share my thoughts, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
So what I understood, when disciple is ready, as you said, Krishna will arrange guru for him. At the same time, guru will just come to him to make sure it's taken care. Is
Guru,
it right?
Guru, what is that?
I mean, guru will come to disciple to just make sure his well-being being taken care.
Yeah.
So
It
Śukadeva
is
Goswami
actually,
come to
it
Parikshit
is
Maharaj.
actually, see, there is only one Guru. Lord is the real Guru, right? Lord is as Paramatma is the Chaitya Guru within the heart. Because, we are not very pure. We cannot hear or take the instruction from the Paramatma within the heart. Paramatma is your constant companion. He is the only person who is your well-wisher. Until you are in the middle world, he is accompanying with you, right? Now, when we are spiritually ready, then this Paramatma manifests in the form of a physical Guru, right? It's only Paramatma's mercy by which one attains, one meets his external spiritual master from whom one can inquire, right? And the same Paramatma manifests as the deity also, Archa-Vigraha. So everything is related.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Sure, yeah. Any other questions?
Prabhuji, I would like to say about Maharaj Parikshit. He, even though he was he thought of renunciating and undergoing under Śukadeva Goswāmī, he still asked all the sages, what should I be doing, kind of, before he was taking permission from all the sages before deciding for himself.
Yes, perfectly right. So that is the way of great devotees. They always inquire before they act.
That's all. Thank you.
So that's the humility of great devotees. They always take the advice of other great devotees. Yeah. Okay. So if nothing else, we can end the class.
So Prabhu, one comment from me is that we discussed that even though some people are very young in age, they might be more spiritually advanced than us. So that needs to be seen with the light of their previous lives, right? The kind of sukruti they have gained in the previous life, or the kind of spiritual quotient that they have accumulated in the previous lives. And that's why even probably a 24-year-old person might be even more knowledgeable or more spiritually inclined than someone who is like aged.
Yeah, that's true. Because spiritual journey is spiritual progress will continue through different bodies. So if one is advanced in the last couple of lives, you might be there just to finish the last 15-20%. You might have started in this life, and you are still like 60% done, 40% not done. So it's a continuity of past life. So physical age does not matter. Good point. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. If nothing else, we can end here. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.